My name is Richie, and today we have Tuesday, which means we have update 18.30. Alright, what is up guys? Update 18.30. And yeah, today we have a smaller update. It is not the biggest by any means, but it has some very specific stuff, which I'm really excited to show you guys. And I think we start up first by the thing that you already saw in the intro. The shopping cart is back now with a spawner, you know, the new spawners where you can actually move them, you can turn it around. And they also have a bunch of new customizable settings, so nothing special here, but I think it's cool that it's come back. Also, I hear that the Brute is coming back soon as well, so that is very exciting. Up next on this is the first new device in this update, and it's actually the only new device that we have in this update, but it's actually one that is quite needed and quite frankly a life changer for the character device, and it is the character device controller. So basically what this device is basically just another character device, but you can control different devices in here. So I can quickly show this over here in this example. So you can see here that I have two of these device spawners over here, right? And in these device spawners I have different settings, right? You can have poses, you can have different skins. And then you can have another one which has like a completely different set of skins, poses, emotes, whatever. And then you can use buttons to give these two characters on one single character device. Which basically means that you can now have one character skin with multiple different skins, poses and stuff like that. So you're gonna save a lot of memory, which with this device is obviously quite big need. So the next new thing in Fortnite Creative is basically the double crossbows or the dual friend hunters, I think they're called, and they come if you go into the weapons category over here in 5 different rarities. So pretty cool. New guns are always good, so I cannot complain. Nothing special by any means, but I think they're pretty cool. Next on the list is changes to devices that we already have, and there's a bunch of devices which got quite a few updates, and starting off with the Skyrim device, which literally gets an update every week. And this one actually is pretty cool. You can see already in the sky that something is not quite right, and we can now actually change cloud color. So with the last update, I think it was, we actually got clouds, and now you can have even colors for the clouds. So you can choose whatever color you want. You can make them black, you can make them whatever you want, and it is actually looking pretty decent. So the next device which got an update is the capture area, which I didn't expect at all because I thought they'd just leave this device and let it die. But the capture area basically got an update for the capture height, so you can now actually have like this tunnel here. You can make it bigger or smaller. It's pretty decent, it's okay, nothing too special. And you can now make it visible during game, which I think is actually a good update. And again, didn't expect this device to get updated at all, but it got an update. Up next, the Campfire device got a few changes, nothing special, but there's a bunch of new numbers in here. For example, there's a lot of new zero values, and there's like instant values. There's a lot of things in this device which are new, but nothing that is like worth really talking about. The one thing which is very cool though is that it now has advanced lighting, which means you can actually now cast light from this device, which is pretty cool. So you can use it as an actual fire, actually something that gives out light, so you don't have to use the extra light device to make a light around this device. And last but not least, the writer spawner also got a bunch of changes, and in here there's also a lot of specific new changes. But for example, you now have an activation distance, you also have now invincible health, so you can actually make this thing like completely tanky. And there's also a bunch of new settings for the channels over here. For example, when a wildlife eats something, you can transmit a channel. And I think this device is probably the leading thing on what can you do with like channels, because that is just insane how many channels you have in this device. And there's a bunch of new ones. Really exciting stuff here, and I think this update is pretty cool. It is not the biggest, not the most exciting one by any means, but it's really some quality of life stuff that was needed, especially like the clouds, and the character device one is really interesting. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think about this update, and I will see you guys back in the next one.